everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Warframe. Now, Warframe, the easiest way to describe Warframe, and it's going to sound like I mean this offensively, but I don't, is that it's a game that you would have thought the concept was awesome for when you were like 12 years old. It's a third-person cooperative-based shooter set in space with sci-fi elements, where you basically fight droids and aliens using a combination of, assault rifles, shotguns, pistols, rocket launchers, and a samurai sword. A katana of your choice, essentially. So it's got elements of melee combat, it's got elements of shooter combat, and it merges those elements quite nicely. The first thing you're going to notice about Warframe once we get in, which we will do as soon as possible, is that Warframe looks absolutely beautiful. This game is currently just in beta, but when it comes out, it's going to be a free-to-play game, kind of similar model-wise with respect to its like microtransaction model to a game like Tribes Ascend. At least I'm not really that big into free-to-play games, but that's the closest approximation I have from what I've played. So this is my Warframe right here. You can customize it with colors. You can also customize your weapons, which I'm not going to do, but I will say right now that you have the ability to also get perks for your weapon. Each weapon gains experience as you basically shoot assholes with it, and the more assholes you shoot, the more experience you get, and the more upgrade points you get that you can use to increase the critical chance, increase the damage, etc., etc. So the game is not as concerned with player versus player balance, because there is no player versus player in this game, at least as of yet. I'm not sure if they're ever intending on there be. It's all player versus enemy. We do have a mod slot, by the way, plus 5% freeze damage for our rifle. Sure, let's pop that bad boy in there. Weapon ranker 9! Ah, come on. Well, anyway, we can't do anything with that. And we do also have our katana down here. We could change our weapons if we wanted to. You can buy weapons by using either of the models for in-game currency. Sadly, it's platinum and I think credits. It's hard to explain though. As you can see, I've got about an hour and 5 minutes of actual game time here. Spent a lot of time just at this menu right here. So I'm very early in my impressions of Warframe so far, but I got a lot of positive and a few negative things to say about it in its current state. Let's just check out our weapon here. This is what I meant to do. So yeah, we can do the same thing with our katana as well, like upgrade the melee damage, upgrade the charge speed, etc., etc. But you're all here to see the gameplay, not the metagame, so why don't we just jump in? So the way this is going to work is that we have all these planets in our solar system, and we can go to whatever one we want, but they are based, I think, in ascending difficulty based on proximity to the sun. So Mercury is the easiest, then I think it goes Venus, Earth, Mars, Pluto, of course. Just kidding, because that's going to spawn a ton of angry comments. And again, the levels go in difficulty based on like this is Terminus 1, which is going to be like the easiest level, and so on and so forth. In any case, I think we might have done all of the Mercury levels, but it might be good to just drop into one regardless. Let's drop into one that's an extermination mission. So spy, exterminate. Okay, that's an easy mission. So whenever we try to find a match, or whenever we start a match in Warframe, we are going to have to find a squad. I'm just going to click play now because I have the hopes that this is just going to give me my own game without a squad, because it is a game where you play co-op online with 2 to 3 other teammates, or I guess 1 to 3 other teammates. I think it's 4 players maximum. But it's also okay if you play it single player. It's balanced in that sense that you can still accomplish everything that you need to accomplish. So every mission starts with an animation that is very similar to XCOM Enemy Unknown, if you ask me, with like the Sky Ranger. Lotus, I was talking there, with like the Sky Ranger dropping in. I'm going to talk over Lotus because basically every mission boils down to objectives that are very easily indicated on your map, so we don't really need to listen to her briefing. There is an overarching story that I haven't really been paying attention to. Let's talk about the, first off, the aim of our mission is to destroy all 51 enemies, as you can see in the top left. We have this gun that we can shoot. We could also switch to our pistol. We could shoot that if we wanted to, and by using the E key, we can also use our sword here. Now, there's a couple different attacks we can do. We can either just do a standard attack by tapping it, or by holding it, we can charge it up, and then if we hit an enemy when it's fully charged, I believe that will destroy the enemy in one hit, but that might depend on our damage as well. If you look in our HUD, in the top right, we have the name of our Warframe, which I believe is Excalibur 5. Plus, we have 150 shield and 150 health, and the way this works is similar to Halo. So when we get hit, our shields are the first thing to deplete, and then after that, our health actually goes down. Now, there is a serious element of looting involved in this game as well. Just trying to see if there's any enemies down here first. Generally, each game starts with kind of like a calm before the storm, and then they'll just send waves after waves of enemies at you. So I'm going to take this time to just do some exploration and see if I can find some extra items that would maybe benefit me on my way. Alright, maybe we should just get started. I'm not sure if anybody's going to actually join this game. Because it is, fairly early here in North America, at least. Although I'm on the West Coast, so, you'd think that Europeans would at least be online by this point. So, yeah, principal strength at the very start of your impressions of Warframe is probably going to be how good this game looks. Oh, there we go. I will admit, this game looks goddamn awesome. We're gonna get some credits and probably, oh, there's some ammo, but we don't use a shotgun, so we don't need it. The game looks goddamn awesome, and you will see as we move along, actually. Alright, we're probably gonna shoot some things here. You'll see as we move along that the animations are another strong suit as well. So the enemies right now are super easy because it's just us. And I've already done this mission before, so I'm actually fairly well equipped to take out these enemies. Although my sword does very little damage when it's not charged up, so I primarily stick to the gunplay. Although I've heard that the sword basically gets super OP as you move along, so I kind of want to use it a little bit more to get experience for it. Because you do get experience only for weapons that you use to attack enemies. I'm not sure if it's based on the kill, or if it's just based on the attack. Wow, did I actually miss that shot? That's embarrassing. I've actually lost a little health. And there's an enemy behind me that I totally missed, and we are already, like, beyond 50% dead. But luckily, Fabos has joined the game. What's up, Fabos? So hopefully he is going to help us out as we move along. Where did I get... This guy's still here? Fabos. We're just going to wait a second for our shield to recharge here, because that is pretty poor play on my part. What's up, my friend? Fabos, say hi to the internet. We are going to move through out here. I believe there's a terminal that needs to be hacked or something. There is a hacking minigame, which is basically just involves taking care of these ciphers, as you can see. Oh god, don't F it up. There we go, perfect. So you just gotta make all the ciphers match up, and then you can move ahead, which is awesome. So hopefully, our shields are back up, and I'm hopefully gonna come across some new mods or weapons. So is this guy seriously just running through the whole level? You gotta chop people up, Fabos. He is using his sword like crazy. Like I said, I hear that the sword gets super OP as you move along. Let's talk a little bit about the sweet-ass animations you can come across in this game. For example, when you run, you look good, but how about a controlled knee slide? That's way cooler, right? How about a run into a controlled knee slide into a front flip? I spend most of my time doing that because I'm 12 years old, and I think that looks super cool. We're gonna move throughout here. So far, I've had kind of a mixed bag. One of my weapons leveled up. I think it was the machine gun. So far, I found online play kind of a mixed bag. When I first got started, there was incredible lag, and it basically made the game unplayable. And everyone in the chat was complaining about lag constantly in every single game that I joined as well. By the way, as you can see, there is a certain, like, very small element of parkour involved, or, like, slight free running. We're going to be able to do some rolls and stuff. We're going to be able to mantle to get on top of buildings. Oh, we got a storage container here that we can bust open to get some affinity. Affinity, I believe, is slang for experience in this game. But it might also be one of the in-game currencies. I hate when games have like 4 forms of in-game currency and rename experience to something as well. These are doors that require 2 teammates to open. So there are some elements that actually require some teamwork. This guy's gonna cut some people up with his sword. But largely after that first day... Oh, it's a mod. Steal it. Largely after the first day, the online play has been pretty silky smooth. Every time I load into a game, I get a period for probably like 30 seconds where the latency makes the game unplayable. But after that, it evens out. And keep in mind with everything that I say, the game is a beta. It's totally a work in progress. So as time goes on, it's possible that these will be fixed. But all I can do is kind of review it and talk about it in its current state. The game itself, there's positives and negatives. I really like the combat and the animations. Again, I can't stress enough that I think the animations for this game... I might as well try to chop this guy out. The animations for this game look absolutely beautiful. And I think it's really well... There we go. Like I said, when you fully charge a sword, I believe you can just chop the dudes in half. Oh, everybody disconnected from the game for some reason. Hopefully I'll still be able to succeed, but for right now, I'm just going to go look for some loot. Yeah, I really think there's a huge strength for this game when it comes to its visual style. It looks beautiful. It moves beautifully, which a lot of games like this don't. They kind of just... don't try to mask the fact that everything is kind of like all of your shots are kind of similar to dice rolls, if that makes sense. I'm thinking of like Knights of the Old Republic. But this game like looks fluid and definitely focuses on making the combat look cool, as well as play adequately. I don't know if it's the best playing multiplayer game I've ever played in my entire life. I might as well take this opportunity to get some experience for our sword. But it's good fun in its own right. The problem is, right now, a lack of variety. Like, there are varieties when it comes to mission possibilities. Like, there's missions where you have to spy on somebody, there's missions where you have to destroy vital intelligence, there's missions like this one where you just have to invade like a spaceship or a planet and destroy absolutely everybody on it. But every single mission... Where is this dude? I guess he just spawned right there. And this guy is going to be a little bit stronger, I guess, but I still killed him quite easily. But yeah, every single mission... Oh! I did not expect that. Every single mission plays very, very similar in the actual scheme of things. I'm just going to hang out here. Maybe I can shoot his legs off. Yeah, get his shield away. Oh, just gonna back it up over here. Normally, I don't require using too many tactics, or I don't demonstrate too many tactics to kill these guys. I just kind of shoot them. But so far, so good. And it looks like we've leveled up for something as well. Oh, we've got to do another cipher here. But yes, as I was saying, I don't want to get distracted on that because that's a very important point in my time. Come on. This isn't it? There we go. That was so close. This is a very important point with respect to my time with Warframe so far, is that every single mission feels exactly the same even when the objectives are different, and that's unfortunate. This guy's got a sweet saw blade, but I'll just cut him up anyway. It's unfortunate because I think this game has a lot of potential, but right now it certainly needs a little bit more variety. I'll talk a little bit about how you can actually get into the game yourself if you're interested in playing it, but for now I just want to go through some actual gameplay. But every level looks the same. It's all like shiny corridors in space. Every level feels exactly the same, whether you've got to destroy intelligence, spy on a target, assassinate a target, or kill every enemy in an area. And that's unfortunate, because I really wish there was more variety. Beyond that, the gameplay itself, at least at present, feels sort of shallow. Basically, there's just a lot of man shooting, basically. It's like a third-person, almost like Call of Duty single-player campaign, if that makes sense, where you just like run from room to room and murder everybody. Maybe I'm missing some kind of intricacy there. But as of right now, it certainly doesn't appear. I mean, keep in mind, I'm only an hour in, so things may change. But as of right now, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of strategy involved. And I've never really felt the need to get too invested in the story. The story seems fairly by the numbers so far. Although I guess I do appreciate the fact that there is a story. Just gonna knock these people down. By the way, the community of the game seems pretty good so far. A lot of people, it's one of those games, you know, where you need to actually buy in order to be able to get into the game right now. Because it's still a work in progress. Almost like a standalone Kickstarter type model. We're only missing 17 more enemies, so we're almost done here, actually. Where did this guy come from? I seriously he just appeared out of nowhere and I got killed. I'll talk a little bit about the revive system after we kill this dude. But geez, that was surprising. Just chop him in half, get some experience. There we go. Yeah, the way the revive system works is that you start with 4 revives. I'm not sure how many I have left now. That's the 3rd time I've died in this game overall. But you start with 4 revives, and every time you use a revive, or every time you die, you have the option to either forfeit the mission or use one of those revives. And I believe you have to buy future revives with the game's like in-game microtransaction model, which may or may not be incredibly frustrating to you, depending on your feelings on free-to-play games. I spent a lot of last year maligning some free-to-play games. You know, like, I maligned the model in Tribes of Sand a little bit. I maligned the model. Where are these guys? Also, the enemies look so similar to the actual backgrounds that sometimes it's very difficult to see them, which is something that I dislike in games. But yeah, I maligned the model in like Super Monday Night Combat and maligned that game in general. But I've largely come around and realized that free-to-play games like this are here to stay. They're kind of an inevitability. And considering the fact that this game is going to be 100% free-to-play when it comes out, I don't feel so bad about it. At least that's my impression so far. But as of right now, keep in mind that the microtransaction model is in place, but you still have to pay at least 20 bucks if you actually want to get involved in the game in the first place. So it leaves a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, but I also keep in mind that in the future, that's going to change. So I'm going to try to knock this guy out from the shield. Good. We've only got 8 enemies left on this mission. Picked up some credits there. I haven't really found too much loot so far. But we do only have 8 enemies left, so I'm just going to follow these beacons. The game does a very good job on its mini-map of telling you exactly where to go, which is good because otherwise everything looks exactly the same and it would be very difficult to find out just where the heck you're supposed to go to complete your objective. So there are some empty storage lockers. There's some open storage lockers in here, hopefully not empty. Little extra health and a ton of credits. So I guess that's what it is. It's like credits and platinum. Credits is the in-game currency you earn an awful lot of, and platinum is the in-game currency that is much more highly regulated. So I believe we're locked down right now, which means being locked down means we can't actually open these doors until we hack through some kind of terminal. So we're just going to open some more storage lockers for now. That one's unfortunately totally empty. Maybe. Oh, where'd you come from? Is there one up there? I can't see you. Ah, there we go. There's one right here. So we'll kill him. We can also see the level of the enemy quite clearly as we move along. Only 7 enemies left to go, and this mission's going to be done. Missions usually take about 10 to 15 minutes each, I would say. And we're going to come out here, and hopefully there will be some more enemies, because that will indicate we are coming close to the end of the mission. Or maybe we just have... Is that an enemy right there that's moving around down there on the bottom? I'm not 100% clear on what every icon means.
I want to shoot him from afar because I don't want to... Oh. Because I don't want to actually have to move down there. Where are you? I hear you shooting. Oh, there's one right there. Okay, he wasn't even down there. He was just up here. Beautiful. Oh, there is still one down there. Where are you at, man? Oh, there. I see you. Let's do some jumping and shooting. Which, again, carries a sweet-ass animation along with it. Like, every time you do, like, a sprint run and jump, you do, like, this John Woo style, like, running dive, which is really cool. Again, I can't stress enough that the game's main strength is the fluidity of its animations and its visual style in general. It does a really good job of that, even if things do look a little bit generic. Is there seriously another one just down here? There is. Maybe this is the way that I complete the mission, is I just kill all these guys and then it's game over. Although there should still be a few left after this. Just trying to get up on this railing. There we go, so I can get a clearer shot. There he is. I think I can shoot him from here. Oh, come on. Just poke your head out. You know you want to die. I'm out of ammo for this gun. Did not expect that. So I guess I'll be using the pistol. Might as well just jump down there, I guess. Although we are locked down now, which means I am going to have to hack another terminal. I actually really like the... where is the security terminal? I actually really like the lockdown element of the game and the fact that you have to hack. It adds a little bit of variety. Not a whole bunch, but at least keeps things moving. It kind of reminds me, and again, I didn't expect to be making this reference twice in 1 week, but it kind of reminds me of Alien Swarm in that there's constant hacking. And oftentimes, this is a bad example, but oftentimes you'll have to hack while at the same time being, like, hunted by enemies, which is kind of cool. So I'm just going to try to get back to where I was. Kind of sore that I have to use my pistol, and thus will not be getting any more experience on my assault rifle, but I guess we haven't gotten any rifle ammo in a little while. So should just be a few enemies left, and then that will mark the end of our mission here. Still can't tell if I've killed him. My pistol is pretty weak so far. I would be remiss if we finished this video without killing someone with a controlled knee slide. So let's just find one more person. Is there another one in here? This guy's getting a controlled knee slide. And that's the coolest thing I can offer, besides just cutting these people up. By the way, I do have skills. I should have mentioned that earlier, but we do have this, like, kind of MOBA-esque skill, where by hitting one, I can just do that skill shot right there, which killed the last enemy, and I guess that's a good way to finish off this mission. So we're gonna run through here. Controlled knee slide, front flip. Takes our energy, but gives us so much swag in return. Controlled knee slide, front flip up the stairs. Controlled knee slide. Oh, I ran out of energy. I'm gonna have to shoot out some of these windows, I think, to get where I want. Basically, now we're just getting to the extraction point, and that's gonna mark the end of the mission. And probably the end of this video as well. Can I shoot out the windows and jump through there? Lotus, I want to get to the extraction point. Oh, this way. It's a shame that not many people joined us over the course of this game. Maybe they were having latency problems on my server or something, because I think I was hosting, based on the fact that, you know, I was the only one here for a long time. But it is a lot more fun when you're playing with friends, because there is the ability to revive, similar to like a Left 4 Dead. And again, I really like this visual style, and just kind of like the graphical, like the art design in general. We are going to get some levels up on both our main unit and I think our assault rifle leveled up as well. Got basically 0 experience for our katana, sadly. But, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I prefer gunplay to melee play for the most part, because I can stay at a safe distance with the guns. What did we get for rewards? We got some credits. We got no platinum. I think platinum you only get for, like, daily bonuses, like signing in for the first time of the day, etc., etc. Don't really need to look at the mission log, I would say. So we're going to exit out of this kind of game we're in, like the hosted game that we're in. And we're just going to quickly go to our arsenal. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the metagame before we finish this video. So after every mission, you do have the opportunity to go to your arsenal and upgrade your weapons, should you have gotten a level upgrade. So we did get a level upgrade on our MK1 Bratton. It's going to take it to level 7. We still can't use this mod, unfortunately, which will give it some freeze damage. But we will upgrade what? We can upgrade our damage from 13 to 14, or our clip from 48 to 60. I'm going to upgrade our damage. I prefer to do high damage, as you guys know from my Binding of Isaac stuff. And we will check on our Warframe as well, which we can modify. So we can give it new skills. We could give it like Radial Blind, which would be similar to the Slash Dash, which was like the #1 skill that I used at the very end of the last episode. Or we can have a Super Jump. We can have an increased Power Maximum, another mod slot. Well, that's basically it. I think Super Jump is going to be what I'm going to get, because that is a... I'm not actually sure if it's a passive, but, you know, high jump is cool nonetheless. Always like things that give me a little bit increased maneuverability. And that's going to be it with respect to Oh, our revives are 3 out of 4. So we can refill for platinum, but it's not really that expensive at all. The revive units fill in daily, by the way, so we don't have to worry about that. I thought you started with 4, and then from that point on, those were like your lifetime revives. You had to rebuy them. Plus, that's super cheap. I think it's like 15 platinum is like $1. I'm not going to actually open up the store because it opens in your web browser. But I think it's 15 platinum for $1. And generally speaking, if we go to like the market and we check out like, I don't know, why not? Yeah, the avatar image pack. You can see there's 40 platinum, so this would cost us like $3 basically, which is not too bad for a couple of avatars, but if this kind of thing strikes you as unsavory, or you feel like, you know, like you don't like free-to-play games that offer microtransactions, then obviously this is going to leave a sour taste in your mouth. Similarly, weapons, we can look at this one. This costs 50,000 in-game credits, which would, you know, based on my play so far, take like 4 or 5 hours to earn. Or 225 platinum. So again, this would be like a $15 weapon. So that's pretty expensive considering it only costs $20 to buy into the game right now. But this is the norm for free-to-play games like this. I don't like this model, but I'm willing to accept it as an inevitability, and I'm willing to accept that a lot of people actually do like prefer their games to be free and then have the option to earn weapons using in-game currency, either by buying it yourself or by earning it in the game. So I appreciate that. I'm trying to be a little bit more tolerant towards free-to-play games and judge them on their merits rather than on their concept or microtransaction model. And I don't think this is an offensive microtransaction model. It's certainly nothing outside of the norm for this kind of game. Now, there is also an element of crafting, as this is 2013. So you find blueprints in the level and you can create objects. So I found a blueprint for this long sword, and I do have all of the crafting ingredients necessary in order to make it, except I don't have enough in-game currency yet. So I'll need to play some more games in order to make this. Also, it takes 12 hours to make, but it's kind of cool that there is a crafting element that allows you to make your own good weapons. Kind of adds like a Diablo or Torchlight type feel to it, I think. I'll probably never get to the point where I can manufacture a lot of weapons in a reasonable amount of time, but I think it's still kind of cool that this exists. And that's going to do it for this look at of Warframe. The reason I didn't show off another level is because, again, genuinely, I don't think they would add that much to the experience of watching this video, because they do all feel basically exactly the same. But Warframe, I have, you know, tentative thumbs up for so far. I think the game, its principal strength is that it looks awesome. It doesn't necessarily play fantastically. It's nothing outside of the norm, and I don't think it's going to be the kind of multiplayer experience, at least in its current state, that makes people give up the games that they've been playing for a long time. But it is kind of a cool little diversion. I think if they can improve the amount of variety in the game, this could be an excellent product for people to check out when it actually comes out. If you want to check it out right now, if you really like what you've seen, you can become a founder of Warframe for as little as $20, or as much as like $299 if you're interested. And each one of those founding levels gives you a variety of bonuses, and all of them give you access to the current beta, which is now in its closed form, but will eventually open. I have no idea when this is set to come out, but it looks fairly finished in its current state. I'm sure there's still a lot of work to be done, but in any case, I will put a link to the video description to that Warframe website if you are interested. But again, in any case, thank you guys for watching. I'd like to reiterate that this is a work in progress. But again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.